Rescue, data and repair. My name is still Dr. Ben. Happy welcome to a new video, and we start today with a Samsung Galaxy S20, I think. I have to take a look. S20 with no function at all. It's G991. Let me have a look. G991, what it is, I don't know it out of my head. Samsung G991 S21, okay? Samsung Galaxy S21. Device came in with back cover already opened and the device is completely dead. Today we work with a new microscope, with the Qianli Gorilla microscope. I still got my old camera on it because the new camera doesn't want it to work like I wanted it to have, and I get a complete new one. So, but we try and see how it works to work with that microphone, microscope. Mic check 1 2. Okay, let's have a look. One screws in. I didn't do anything here until now, so we have no water damage. So at this point I just can have a look what it does if I connect the USB charger, USB charging cable. Nothing happens. We have about 290 milliamps and then going back to zero. Okay, let's have a look how many volts has the battery. Is it charged? Is it not charged? Whatever. Let me have a look. 3.8 volts. Okay, let me check what happens if we want to boot up the device with our power supply, just to get something like what we have here. Okay, we have no short circuit. If I want to boot up, we go about 300 milliamps and it goes up to 198 and stacks on 300 milliamps. Okay, so 300 milliamps stuck, nothing on the screen, no haptical feedback, nothing. I think nothing on the screen. I didn't check, but I think we have nothing on the screen. Let me have a look. So, okay. Perhaps I can't get it that you can see it, I think. But perhaps I can check it. No, nothing on the screen and stuck at 300 milliamps. Okay. Pretty nice S21 device, which normally comes here with a lot of boot loop problems, whatever. I don't know if this device had a boot loop before or not. I will check it and see. So we have some workers here in the bathroom of the company. And today is the first day we work again. We had really a lot of trouble in here. There was so many packages laying here. I have a video. I did a video about that. So it was pretty crazy today. Here's Tim. Hello. So let's get out the board and see what we have here. So we take off the glue sticker here. We take off the glue sticker and then we have a look if we can solve that issue fast and our customer can get his data back again. In best case, he has a working device after. That's always the thing we want to arrange for our customer. So, just like this. And now we go under the microscope for the first time today with you. Let me see. Normally, the first thing I do on these devices is always because they have many problems with RAM issues. Yeah, so cold solder between RAM and CPU, and often the device stops immediately working and doesn't want to boot up anymore at all. I want to check if it is perhaps an issue with the RAM, and that is why I just add some flux here at the side and just heat up in a patient way. So, not too hot, just get a little heat on it. And after that we can check if the device does anything again. If yes, we know we have to reball the RAM. If not, we can go on and just check some measurements and do some other steps to diagnose this board in the right way. So I just get the board into the housing again. And I want to try to boot it with my power supply. So if I push the button, yes, did you hear it? It just gave a sum and I see the logo. So what we know now is that it's really a RAM problem. The thing is, if I now would give it to the customer, on the way of shipping, it will arrive there, it won't work after, because we have the same issue again. We need to reball the CPU in this situation, and I think it is the third CPU, the RAM again. I think it's the third RAM video we do until we started with doing English videos again. But if we have the issues like that, what should I say? We have to solve them. So let me have a look how we can fix that in a fast way. So the thing is, I want to take off the RAM and I want to come in from the side and don't make anything more bad than it is. I don't want to have solder bolts between the CPU and the board, and I need to come in straight with the tool to don't risk anything. And that's why I just get the shield away here. So just with my cutter, do a little cut in here, like this. After that we just take, was heißt Zange auf Englisch? Leute? Huh? No, tweezers is not, you need something like this, a Knipex, okay? So, and we don't want to destroy anything and to risk anything, so it's just gently going on here and lifting out a part of the shield or the whole shield, whatever. Gently, gently. Don't rip off parts. Don't destroy things. Don't lose S3K security encryption ROM or whatever. Just gently taking off the shield. And if we did that, here it pretty looks nice, we can search for the best area to come in with the tool. So first we just, can I get your contact cleaner? Mit dir Englisch, gehen wir Kontakt cleaner, danke. So because mine is over. So we go on here, just clean it up a little bit. So we are okay like this. Okay. And now we just try to find a way to come in with our tool and don't destroy things, okay? Just add some flux here. And I try to come in from directly here, okay? Hope you can see everything. Okay, just heat it up a little bit, and now just bend my tool a little bit like this to come in better. And we are done. So we have the RAM out. The CPU is fine. You see there are no balls around. It's pretty perfect. You see some gray pads here, so we was pretty perfect on taking it off. Alexa, Absaugung an.
Okay.
So now we just take some solder here and just take the solder directly from the CPU, from the top side. Pretty perfect. Take a fresh wipe, go over. Then we just take some hot air and clean the rest of the glue on the CPU as far as possible. Don't want to rip things. Add some flux. It's always the same game. But if we have a RAM soldered down on a CPU, we always have a RESQ. And we want to prevent things like cold solder under the CPU, short circuit under the CPU. We want to prevent taking off the CPU and need a reball. So. The first day of work was pretty amazing. We really had a lot of work to do. A lot of people were sending devices to us while we had closed. And almost the whole day until now was like getting devices on the right place here, doing quotes and control everything. So was pretty hard but pretty good. So as you can see, this here is pretty perfect. Yeah, this looks fine. And now we need to take a look for the RAM. Where do we have it? We have it here. The RAM looks like that actually. So all the pads are here, everything is fine. And we need to clean the RAM now. Take off the glue and the solder. And I need to clean my tools. Happy 2026, by the way. I don't know at which point I started my YouTube channel. I think it's about 10 years, 9 years, I don't know. You can have a look at it and then you know how many new years did we already had together. I think it was some. So let's clean this RAM. The side, if I have a look from the microscope, is a little other side than I had it with the microscope before. So it's just like something, if you work with it, I think you can arrange with it. But until now I have to say that it's a China microscope and it pretty works fine. Almost similar to the other one. But I need the right cam for it. You can see it on the left bottom side, whatever. So, but the cam will arrive soon. And then we will have a look how this works in comparison to that one. So, RAM is cleaned, and now it's about reballing the RAM, getting fresh new solder on it, solder it back on the board and get access to the important data. Alexa, Absaugung aus.
Okay.
Get access to the important data. This is all we want. And our customer will have a working device with data. That's pretty fine. Not only data recovery, it's a repair. And I always tell people, often people call here or come here and say, oh, I don't want to repair the device. It's only about my data. I don't need a repaired device, but a data recovery process is only needed if there is no repair possible, and repair in almost all of the cases takes less time and less money as a data recovery. So if we had to work here like taking off S3K, CPU, RAM, UFS, transplant it to a prepared donor board, it takes more time and it takes more money. As this situation here, just taking off the RAM, get fresh solder on it and done. Some people just heat the RAM on the CPU up and give it back to the customer, but the problem is, like I said, I ship it back. The customer will get the phone, perhaps it boots, but the question is how long it will work. And in 9 of 10 cases, I'm pretty sure, after an issue like that, the device will arrive and won't work. So, and that's why you need to reball them RAMs. And if we just see how many of these cases we did in the last year, it's pretty crazy. Back in the days, I did a lot of iPhones, a lot of iOS devices. We had issues like audio IC, baseband problems, whatever. But over the years, we got much more Android data recoveries and repairs. As iPhones, we still have many iPhones, but like these RAM situations, we have every day 5 to 10 of this, only RAM situations. So there are coming so many RAM issues here to us. Boot loop, boot loop, boot loop, RAM, 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 RAM. It's crazy. And we are in a happy situation here that we have a device like this. If you have a device like a Samsung A51, it takes much more time and much more money, because it's much more work to separate the RAM, to clean the seats, to reball the RAM, to get everything back in a good condition together. So it's just a different thing as these phones like S23, S23 Ultra, S21, whatever. They are better to do because they have a flat CPU on the top. They don't have these seats like iPhone 6 or 6S. And if I have less work, I can charge less money. So there's one ball here. There is one ball here, as you can see. This one doesn't want to connect. We try to get it down. We try to get it back down. Otherwise, I take it out and will solder it later. Not a problem too, but I think now it just connected. Okay, wait a short time until it cooled down. It's a different side as before. So the size microscope does a pretty good job, really, but I like to work with this one because it has the integrated IR camera, whatever, and I just want to check it. So all the bolts are here, all looks pretty good. Need to add some flux here. And then we can just solder down the RAM onto the CPU. With A1 to the left bottom side. Here like this. Place it in a good way. Should be okay like that. Now get heat on it. Okay, we are done. The RAM looks pretty nice on the CPU. I think this one should work without any issues. Just need to clean it again. Okay, and we just take it here and we take it to a try. So let's see if our reball of the RAM worked. Let me check it. So we just connect the cables here and connect the NFC. Just let me get in one screw and a cable. Let's see. Nothing until now, but perhaps it's like the battery isn't disconnected in the right way, so we have no short circuit. If we want to boot it, what does it say? It stocks about 230, okay. This is typically between 200 and 300 is typically for a RAM issue on these devices. We have A1 on the right point, so that's pretty nice. I don't think we have a CPU issue. That shouldn't be the thing. But perhaps because I work with pretty low temperatures, there are two possibilities. One time the RAM died no problem, we can just replace it. Other situation is, oh, you didn't see, sorry. Other situation would be that we had not all points right connected. So we will check it again now. And in the baddest way, we just have to replace the RAM. So situations like this can happen and are not bad. But giving a phone like this back to the customer would be not good. So now it works. So I think the RAM wasn't right connected. So if we give the device back to the customer, this is what I wanted to say, without reballing the RAM or replacing the RAM in the case it died, it isn't a thing which works for a long time for the customer. So let's see if, yeah, now it should work. Let's wait until we can see here the charging symbol, 1.4 amps. So we should see something like percentage within a short time. Here 43, and now we can just boot up the device. And I just want to clean the screen. Like this. And I take it to here, so personal information on the phone, on the background, whatever. I don't want to show you the personal information of the customer. That is not a thing I like to do. So we just boot up the device, check if everything is fine. If yes, we will mount it. If you say, oh, you touch the camera with your fingers and that's not good, I will clean it. It will work perfectly after. So that's not the thing. So it just boots fine, goes to the next logo screen. It's all pretty nice. And after that we will see the personal background of the customer. Yes. And I just swipe up. It will take short time. And then I can swipe up and we go to the, doesn't he, oh, he doesn't has a code. Okay, so I go to the, directly to the phone app and we go to something like this, and as you can see, the phone works fine again. The customer can use the phone again. He has a full data access, and that is what we always want for our customers. So I hope that you saw that repairs like this need a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of skill, and a little bit of equipment for doing it. And we are able to solve these issues in easy and fast ways to get repaired phones which work with data. And if you are in a situation and need your data and need a working phone, you can always use our website resq-repair.com, click on create order to mail in your device, and we will fix your device or we will recover your data. Thanks a lot for watching. And if you got a broken smartphone, iPhone, Android device, whatever, if you got HDD, SSD, if you got a tablet, a MacBook, a laptop, whatever, come to RESQ. We help you. We see you with the next one. Here's Dr. Ben.